This is a short video on solving systems of linear equations. And again, we're going to be using the free Casio graphing calculator. And I put an additional link on the site for you to view videos that I've been making right here, and another place to download the free calculator right here. This is probably the one I'm going to keep on the site. So I'm going to click on this, and then this loads a place where you can get the calculator. You click on this open, and then you click on download, and it downloads the calculator. So now click on the open calculator. You can click on menu to clear the memories, and now we're ready to solve some problems. The run area is for basic stuff, but we're going to be solving a system of equations, so something like this. So what we'll need to do is go to the equations menu, and that's down here, right here, and then hit execute, or at any time you can hit the little letters that are near it. Like for example, to get to the run menu, you can either arrow to it and hit execute, or you can choose 1. Like the graph menu, you choose 5. And to get out of a menu, you just hit menu again. So to get this equation menu, we hit A. Well, if you look for the letter A, it's here in red, and actually I don't even think you have to hit alpha to get this A this time, because it knows that's what you want. So just hit that, and boom, we're in the equation menu. Or again, what we could have done is just arrow to the equation menu and hit execute. Either way, that just gets you to the equation. Now here we have 3 different types of equations that it can solve. Solver is for solving linear equations, and there's a previous video on how to use the solver area. Polynomial is for solving second and third degree equations like quadratic equations. And then solving systems of equations are done right here. They're called simultaneous equations. So you can either click F1 or click simultaneous. Now this can solve up to 6 unknowns. The example I'm doing only has 2 unknowns, so you can click 2. Now this tells you the format of your equations. It says something about a n x plus b n y equals c n. But basically this is saying your x's and y's, your variables, have to be on the left side of the equation, and your constant, your number without an x or a y, has to be on the right side. So here's my example, and you can see that my first equation is in the correct format, where my x's and y's are on the left-hand side of the equal sign, and my number is on the right. So I have 2x minus 3y equals negative 10. So that one is ready to go, and all I do is I type in the coefficients, no x's or y's. So I just type in 2, execute, negative 3, because that's a negative 3y, minus 3y means that that coefficient is the same as plus a negative 3y. So we need to type in negative 3, and then the constant on the other side is negative 10. Hit execute after each one. Now my second equation is y equals 2x minus 7. This equation is not in the right format, so I have to move the 2x to the other side. In other words, I need to subtract 2x from both sides, and when I do that, that will eliminate the 2x on the right hand side and give me a negative 2x on the left hand side of the equal sign. So this equation becomes negative 2x plus y equals negative 7. Again, just subtracting the 2x gives me negative 2x plus y, and the only thing left on the right is the negative 7, and it's now in the correct format of my x's and y's being on the left hand side of the equal sign. So these coefficients are negative 2, then I have 1y, so just type in 1, and then my number on the right hand side is negative 7, so just type in negative 7, hit execute, and now either F1 or just click the word solve, which is above F1, and when you click that, you get your solution. So these equations that I just made up here have solutions of 7.75 for x, and here's the fractional answer, 31/4. And for y, the answer is 8.5, or as a fraction, 7/2. And that's where these 2 lines intersect. Now if you wanted to graph these lines to see that these are the 2 points of intersection, we'd have to go to the graph menu. That's choice 5. I'll go ahead and put them in. This one's ready to go. See, to graph these, they have to be set up in this format right here. So it's y, where y is on the left-hand side. See, on systems of equation, in the equation area, you have to have them like this in the simultaneous equation area of the calculator, ax plus by equals c. But in the graph menu, they have to be solved for y. So these all say y, so now I just type in 2x, there's your x key, minus 7, and hit execute to lock it in. The next one down, this one right here, I'll type in my first one, which is more complicated to type in. So to type this one in as a graph, what you have to do is think about that, getting this y by itself. So first of all, I have negative 3y equals, I'll have to take the 2x to the other side, which makes it minus 2x minus 10. And now what I have to do is divide each side by the negative 3. And you can simplify it if you want to, or you can just say, well, I got to put a negative 3 underneath each one of these. So let's do that. That would be negative 2 over, and I can say a fraction key maybe, negative 3, then an x. And it always worries me a little bit that they might think that that x is down there with the negative 3, but really the x is up there with the negative 2. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the x there just to be safe and put the x right here next to the negative 2. That would be the safest thing to do because we want negative 2x over negative 3. And really the two negatives cancel out and you get 2x over 3. And then this negative 10 also has to be over 3. So minus 10. And then you can use the fraction key or divide over, what is it, negative 3. And now if we hit execute, that locks that one in. And now we're going to draw both of these. And then we have to zoom out a little bit to get where they graph, or zoom auto. And let's hit execute. And I might have to zoom out again. So might have to do that a couple times till we see where they intersect. Now to get the intersect, do gsolve intersect. And you can see here's the point, and this is the exact same point, 7.75 for x, 8.5 for y. That is the exact same point we had when we solved it on the systems of equations area. So I'll stop it right there.